Okay, so I honestly did not think I was gonna make a video like this. My intuition keeps telling me to make this video because one, I think it will be very interesting and I think it will be very helpful. We're gonna get into this. I was scared! Scary because it's vulnerability. That's all it is. Like, I'm not fearful, and I've never been fearful of actually being honest and open about what goes on in my life that I want to share, because I feel like it could be helpful, because it was something that caused me to grow. So, woo! So let's get into it. It's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be lovely. If you're not of the LGBTQ community, if you do not support the LGBTQ community, this video isn't gonna really be beneficial to you. This video is for guys who date guys. Hope my trauma can help you grow like it's helped me grow. How dating men has made me a better person. For real, how dating men has made me a better person. I think it all needs to start with attachment. I don't want this video to be so long. I might do 2 parts like I was supposed to do that last time, but y'all never got the second part. But listen, sometimes when I just hold content for so long, I just don't want to post it. First off, number 1, it's made me learn a lot more about myself, right? I prayed and asked God to, whether you believe in God, universe, whatever, you check in with yourself, your higher self, your subconscious, whatever you want to call it. But I asked and I prayed just to be able to love myself more. And God sent me people who would test the amount of self-love that I had for myself. Now, let me expand on that. Basically, what I mean is God sent me people who could not love me the way I needed them to. So therefore, I had to learn how to love myself in the way in which I needed it. And by seeing other people not meet my needs, it allowed me to learn what my needs were. And I know that sounds crazy as fuck, but truthfully, you do not know what you need from someone in a relationship until you're actually in that situationship or whatever, and you're not getting what it is that you needed. I learned my attachment style. I learned what attachments don't work for me. I've learned how to spot flags better. And all of this could only be made possible from having experiences dating that were not ideal, right? Because if I was in those ideal situations, I would have actually never known what it was that I needed, because I was already always getting it. Or I could have known, and that would have been a nicer way to figure it out. But truth be told, when things are always going good, we don't really always pay attention to the reason why things are going so good. But when things go bad and you see why the fuck something is going bad, oh, it's very easy to recognize. Dating men has made me better in terms of learning myself, and it put me on a journey into really loving myself more. And I've always been on this journey, but I promise you, there's something that I really want to fucking say, and I'm going to say it right now. There is a difference between going on a journey and having self-love and going on a journey and becoming selfish. And being on a journey of self-love, you do not have to be in a period of isolation in which you're not allowing yourself to date other people. I cannot stand that bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, I would subscribe to that bullshit, but let me tell you why that's bullshit, okay? Because love is a feeling that is so good that you want to be able to share it, right? When I'm on my own self-love journey, I didn't want to isolate away from others. I wanted to connect with others. I didn't want to... yes, it made me want to put up boundaries for people who I felt like was going to drain my energy, but no, it did not make me feel like, oh, I'm going to take my presence away from these people and I'm going to make them feel it, and they're going to feel it. That's not self-love, bro. That is actually pride in your ego. You're waiting to actually look at how your absence in other people's lives is going to affect them, and you're hoping it's going to affect them in a way that is negative so that they can see that they want you in their life. Boy, that's ego. That's all ego. Self-love you wind up feeling so good about yourself that when you meet other people, you want to extend to them that good feeling that you feel. Like on my journey of true self-love, it only made me a better partner to other people, a better friend, because I was able to be more gracious to myself and I could extend that grace to other people. This could have been done without having to date people, but I don't know what that would have looked like because that's not the journey I walked, right? Another way this had made me better was it showed me that what I was craving from another person was really something that I was just trying to get from myself. And wow, that shit was an eye opener because once I started giving the things that I wanted to get from someone else to myself mentally, I didn't crave to be talking to people, like crave to have relationships with people. And when you increase your own self-esteem, you increase your own sense of what do I need and how can I get that for myself? How can I make myself happy? Waking up every day and honestly asking yourself, what can I do for you to make you happy? Like showing up like that for yourself, it's hard to just want to jump into a relationship with anybody just because you want someone to do that for you, or just jumping into a relationship with anybody, period. Like, you know, you're in these relationships or situations and they're not working out the way that you wanted them to work out, right? Excuse me. So then what starts to happen is, for me, I was curious, like, you know, truth be told, in a deep sense of oneself, I knew that part of the reason why the situations that I was so invested in, I was so heavily invested in, even though there wasn't necessarily as big of a reason to be invested. And what I mean by that is there wasn't someone clearly showing me that they wanted to be committed to me, right? They liked me, they enjoyed the experience of what I brought, but they didn't necessarily, for whatever reason, that has no reflection of me. Trust, I've learned that. It taught me, okay, cool, you know, this person isn't going to be that savior for you. And honestly, I have to let go of trying to find that person who's going to be a savior for me, whether that's providing me a sense of security in myself that I should have already had within myself, meaning like I don't need them to tell me I look good. I don't need them to tell me I'm doing a great job. I don't need them to tell me all of this other shit. Like, but if I'm being honest, when I was on my dating experience and when I was on my journey, I did want it. I did kind of need it, even though I didn't think that I did, or I try to make it seem like I didn't. I did. I wanted, you know, and in that way, I was trying to get security from outside of myself. I was trying to get validation from outside of myself. So, you know, when I consistently was getting into a situation or I was dealing with someone who wasn't able to provide that security, or they weren't giving it to me and it was triggering me, I learned to get it within myself. That way I wouldn't be triggered, right? And in that way, I started to build my own self-esteem, you know? Stop looking for the outside validation of this person because I was seeking it. I wanted, you know, why are you not talking to me that much? Why are you not doing this for me? Why are you not doing that for me? It's like, okay, well, why do I need that so much from you? That was something that really impacted. Once you start flipping the script a little bit. As someone who has an anxious attachment style, certain things can occur that will trigger me, and I'm highly sensitive to my partner. Working on my own self-esteem and security throughout this time that I've been working on it, you know, dating guys has actually gotten a lot easier. A lot easier. I'm in a space in which I actually don't really feel like dating anybody, and it's not in that detached, oh my god, the dating bully is all this guy's thing, I can't do it, bitch, shut up. No, it's in a way of, honestly, I've been filling other people's cups up, and I just want to save some of the water that I have left for myself because that's it. Like, I know that there's so many things that I want, and I do want to have that hopeless romantic life of having that perfect, you know, ideal household, whatever. But right now, It's about a season of me and actually enjoying this self-love that I have. And I'm talking about no attachments. I'm not even talking about sexual stuff. Nothing. Like, it's literally just me and my vibes type stuff. I'm in a place now these days where I love everything about me, and the idea of someone coming in, not to say that is what's going to happen, because it shouldn't happen that way, and I recognize that, but I don't even want the idea of someone coming in and changing or influencing me in a way that doesn't bring out my most authentic self. I'm in a space in which, when relationships do come, I want them to come because they authentically feel good and this person isn't trying to change me in any way. And I don't feel like I have to be any different. A journey of self-love does not mean that you have to isolate and that you have to stop dating, because honestly, dating will show you sides of yourself that you didn't even know were there, show you traumas that you didn't even know that you might have needed to deal with. Because when we're in relationships, if we're going to truly have a healthy relationship, we have to be vulnerable to a certain degree. And in that sense, being vulnerable, being honest with yourself, with the people who you're dating, it allows you to grow and allows you to have better experiences. The type of experiences that I have had dating wise is way better than some of my friends, is way better than what I've used to do. Like, I'm blessed to say that I've never had an experience in which people were fucking liars and cheaters and all types of stuff like that. But I have to say it's due to the way that I now carry myself through my dating realm. I recognize things, certain triggers, certain signs. If my body starts to give me the same sensation of being triggered, which is an activated attachment style, which, if you know anything about attachments, I highly, highly suggest reading Attached. It has like a heart on the book, but it teaches you a lot about that. And when I recognize that my attachment, whatever the hell, I forgot the word already. When my attachment is getting activated, or I'm triggered, I'm starting to recognize, hey, look, let's take a step back. Let's look at this person. Let's stay grounded, and let's see let's really look at the way things are. Is this person meeting your needs? Because why are you being triggered? Being triggered does not mean you like this person, right? Isn't a reflection how strong your love is. It's just the fact that you are now being triggered in terms of the way our attachments work, and we're trying to force things to happen now. So I've learned that once that sensation starts to come up, that this isn't good for me. But I've also learned a lot more things about myself from dating, that actually doesn't even involve other people anymore. It just involves how I walk through this world. But I don't want this video to be so long. I just want to come on here and create something that I feel like is worthy to post. And I know it didn't get that crazy or that silly, but that's a few ways. That is a few ways of how, dating men actually made me better as a person. I feel like my dating experiences are better these days. I feel like I'm being kinder to myself, loving myself, because once again, seeing how people should have treated me or how I wanted them to treat me made me realize how I wasn't even doing that for myself. So why was I expecting that from someone else? So many fruits of my labor in terms of like dating and how that's impacted me, And I hope that this video provides you guys with some insight and start to really do some reflections of your dating. To really ask yourself, what's going on? You can blame people only so much. Why are you putting yourself in that situation over and over again? Is it all men are bad, or are you choosing bad men on a consistent basis? And if so, reanalyze what traits that you are seeing in these bad men that you are actually feel like is what you want, Not to be victim blaming, but to a certain degree, sis, bro, after goddamn 30 goddamn bad men in a row, you don't think that you might have something that you need to deal with? But yeah. All right, guys. This video has gone long enough. I will see you guys later on my next one. And comment below ways that you feel like guys have made you, or your dating experiences have made you a better person. If you have any, I'm trying to be more consistent on YouTube.